Megan Fox.
You're a dumbass, dude. You gotta love it. Love is Blind, episode 2. It's a mess. It's a train wreck. We are only in 2 episodes. Now, they all dropped, but I am trying to make sure I don't look to the end and just to get through every episode to kind of review and see what's going on and see how many don't make it, which is all of them. Predict the future. No shocker there. Everyone can predict that. But before we get into it, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and make sure you share as well. I definitely appreciate the support. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to be doing that live show weekly. We're getting there. We're almost there with halfway. So I definitely appreciate all that support. Thank you so much. Getting straight into it. It was a mess last time. We had Matthew, who was just lying, just saying he's all about one girl and really going for 2, which was interesting because he was kind of a sleeper. You had Clay, who's overly confident. You had Jimmy, who can't seem to take that someone was married and had kids, even though you're like in your 30s, bro chacho. Come on, man. But let's see what we got. We got a few others, but we're still kind of riding out that whole AD situation. This kind of comes to a head a little bit. So let's get it. Now, this one is Jeremy and Laura, and we're not going to see a whole lot of this one this time. Maybe it gets more. I don't know. I haven't seen all the episodes, but maybe it gets more as it gets into it. But it's just interesting how this one starts out.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Who am I talking to? I know who I'm talking to, actually.
Okay. When you're that confident, you're going to fail. You're going to fail.
Take a guess.
What's up, Sarah?
What?
He got it wrong. This is Laura. He tries to cover it up, as you can see, and he knew right then when he said it.
I'm never 100%. I know who this is.
See, he knows who it is.
Laura.
Okay, so I just need to point that out. He's trying to cover himself up. Obviously, this guy's got a problem with being serious and stuff. He claims that, what's the point of going through life being serious? I don't get it. You know, you want to have fun. You want to be silly sometimes. But the way he is going to get him into trouble. That's for sure. If he's already doing this and getting names mixed up, he might got a side a player on him. I don't know. Now, Amy and Johnny are kind of the sleepers, if you will, because there's not really a whole lot of drama there. They're really getting into it, diving down. What are we in? A few days? If you're going by the timeline of the pods, which is like 10 days, you're like a few days in, they're already acting like they've been together and they're diving deep and known each other forever and all that stuff. So this is the one that has potential, but then again, like I said, you're in this environment that it kind of puts you in this bubble, and it's not always a good thing because you don't have real life thrown at you. But they are talking about real things, and I think that helps.
How he wants what I have, and that...
She's talking about her brother who's autistic, and her father is the legal guardian, but how, that's her priority. And if anything were to happen to her dad, she would need to take control and things like that. And she's going into it with him. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing to really talk about some of these tough things in your life when you're in a relationship or when you're getting to know someone, because these are things that are going to come up. So as much as you don't want to scare someone away, better to let them know and have them leave now than to get into it and 6 months down the road, break it to them and then get scared and run. Would it be wrong? Of course, but you'd be hurt more then. So it's good to bring it up. And it makes sense. I mean, she's really getting deep with how much her family means to her. And that's great. That's great. I hope that if they get to that point that he doesn't burn the bridge and cut tail and run, because she's really going deep right here and being emotional. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Matthew and AD are the fun people of the bunch. Matthew AD, Clay AD, love triangle, of course. But yet she's going into it and talking with one of her friends about it. And apparently she hasn't figured it out yet that you just need to stop going to see this fool.
You know what he said to me yesterday?
What did he say to you? What did he say?
He said, it's not you, then nobody.
He lied to you. He lied to you. 100%. Again, I thought this guy might be a little different going in. Clearly, he turned out to be this liar who's just hedging his bets. I don't know what he's getting at, because he kind of looks like, I don't know, like a serial killer or something. This fool got the personality of like Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know. Odd. But he lied to you. Cut tail and run. Cut him, cut Clay, give yourself a chance. Maybe if there's someone else, I don't know. There's a bunch of guys in there. See if you can get a connection with anyone else. Cut them both. Be done with it. Now the confrontation. So she comes in and says, hey, I've been hearing some things that sound really familiar. And this is his response.
Same conversation that we were having.
Was it?
You're talking about Amber.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is the response of someone trying to figure out the best possible way to go. He doesn't know what to do in this situation because you see the analytical mind trying to think, how do I get out of this? Instead, it's just, okay, you're talking about Amber. He just goes straight into it because he didn't know what to say. And then he goes into how, well, I didn't say the exact same thing. I told you that I wish I could call my dad or his mom or whatever he said and say I found the one or all this crap. But, and I don't know if he said that to the other girl, but everything else was word for word. Wanted to talk to the dad, wanted to leave with them. Like, he's just hedging his bets until someone said, okay, let's go. And then he'd just leave with them. But it didn't work out. And it doesn't work out even more for him going forward because he screwed up and he's going to be alone. Shocker. Now then she goes on to Clay, and for some reason she decides to vent about Mathew to him. Now Clay has a giant ego. Very little person inside, but a giant ego. So what do you think is going to happen when you start talking to him about some other guy? Listen.
Are you not feeling me, or you are? Because
he's like, I don't care about what you're saying. Are you feeling me or not? Now it doesn't matter because he'd be off cheating. He's probably got 10 side girls at home, whatever. This ain't gonna mean nothing to him. He ain't gonna be faithful. He ain't gonna stay true. I don't care if they end up together after the show. He is not going to stay faithful to you. You are not going to fix this man. Stop trying to fix men who are messed up. They need to fix themselves. It's the same. You can't change somebody. They have to change themselves. This fool needs to change himself. And you need to stop trying to fix people. You need to cut and run with both of them fools.
because what you just told me has nothing to do with me.
See? But you know what? He's 100% right. He may be a douche, but why are you talking to him about some other guy? Like venting to... This, I know it feels like a therapy session, but it's not.
Well, what love triangle am I in? We could have that transparent convo.
What love triangle am I in? Well, you're in with a serial killer, a really cocky dude, and a girl who has really low self-esteem. It is not going to end well at all. So she's finally talking to her about the situation and how they both had some of the same things
Excuse me,
said
ma'am.
to them.
I need you to be so for real with me right now. Leave with him.
Mathew accepts
What?
to leave with him.
And the truth comes out, as it always does. You cannot BS your way around. You can't be a player. You can't be this master manipulator. It always comes out. And what did you think? They weren't staying together in the other room? I mean, you got to be the dumbest fool I have ever seen in the world, not thinking that these girls were going to talk about what was going on. And come out with this. What did you think? You were just going to swoop them off their feet and run away and they would never see them again so you could live whatever with whoever you choose and you would be able to get away with being this player that you, I guess, never were because you're awkward and in public and in social situations? I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Either way, he's an idiot. For a financial advisor, someone who's handling people's money, you are a dumbass. Now, Kenneth and Britney, there's not a whole lot on them, but I will say that their connection, their relationship seems pretty genuine, at least off face value. It's pretty new. Don't have a whole lot in this episode, but, it seems pretty genuine. They seem pretty happy overall.
I'm happy to hear your voice. Brittany used to be a teacher. I'm
They got the
currently a
connection.
principal. She also loves God.
And there you go. You got the things right off the bat that you believe in, that you have in common, and that's great. Now, there's a lot more to it. I don't know how it's going to play out for them, but good start right off the bat. It's really interesting when you find people that have some real similarities, and it does make you think that maybe they were meant to be in some sense. Now, of course, these shows formulate these things. These shows definitely do their research so they can bring people together so it can appear that way sometimes. I'm not saying it always happens, but it does. In this situation, apparently there are twins on both sides of the family, and she's talking about a situation where her mom lost her twin, but then she was born on her mom's birthday, so she's always had someone with her, which is definitely a crazy story, and to bring them into the show and then to have two people who have twins in their family, it really does come with like the sense of connection. Now, whether that was formulated by the show, that's a whole nother question.
What?
And so my mom has never been alone without someone to celebrate her birthday with.
And that's great. I mean, that's a nice story. That makes you want to root for people like this because, again, she's opening up. They're being real. They seem to be forming a genuine connection. And it takes you away from the Clay and Matthew situation, who is just a bunch of idiots vying for some girl that they're not going to stay with. And they're just trying to do some, it's mine kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. This one makes you think, hey, maybe it can work. Now, with Chelsea and Jimmy, this one's getting interesting, and now this one's been in the news a little bit. Yes, in the news, because she asked a question. Do you think you ever get told you look like a celebrity?
Do you ever get told you look like a celebrity?
Why would this cause controversy? You'll see.
Yeah.
Do you?
He never says which one he looks like, though.
All the time on the plane, I get
Okay,
one person.
now this is the problem. This is why this one's not going to last. His interest peaks because she said she's told she looks like a celebrity.
And it's just because I have dark hair and blue eyes.
Now, she is getting outrage, and it makes no sense. It's stupid, but that's all she says. It's because they're told I have dark hair and dark eyes or whatever. Okay. She's not saying, oh, I look like this person.
Ooh.
But now he's
But
intrigued.
I don't
Call
think
him intrigued.
So don't get excited.
Like,
Say
oh,
it.
look at
Look
at his face. Look at his face. Hold on.
I don't even know if it's MGK's wife or his girlfriend.
Okay, look at his face. Look at his face. Now watch it change. He got so excited, and instead of like questioning, you do realize that almost every time someone says they look like a celebrity or someone tells them someone they look like a celebrity, they really don't. They might have a very vague resemblance, so I don't know why he's getting excited. Look.
Megan Fox.
You're a dumbass, dude. But she is getting anger online because they're saying she doesn't look like Megan Fox. I mean, okay, the dark hair and dark eyes, but she didn't say, I look just like Megan Fox. I mean, we could be told we'd be twins. No, she even emphasized, I don't think I see it, and it's just because of my dark hair and dark eyes. But yet he jumps all over that. Guess who he's going to choose now because he thinks he's getting a celebrity? I haven't seen the show, so I haven't seen the rest of the show, even though it's all dropped. So I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty damn sure I can tell who he's going to choose now because he's like, oh my gosh, Megan Fox. That's great. Now I'm going to have like a celebrity lookalike. Now, the interesting thing will be what happens when he actually sees her. And she's not an unattractive girl. She's not. But she doesn't look like Megan Fox, and that's all he cares about now. That is pretty clear. Now, this is the one that Chelsea should choose. I don't know that she does, but this is the one she should choose.
Fine.
Talking about how she likes
I am a
mullets.
sucker for a mullet. And if you're joking
Just
with me,
whatever.
I'm going to be pissed.
Whatever. What?
You're-
What mullets?
Are you joking?
What?
I have mullet.
You're so
You know damn well that they put on this, what do you like? What are your physical features? What hair do you like? And she probably wrote mullet on the thing. And of course it's formulated. However, this guy's the one that didn't care that she was married, and Jimmy actually did. But guess who she's probably going to end up going with? And I know who Jimmy's going to go with. I don't know if this guy ends up with anything. But again, my opinion shifted on him because he was like, everyone's all about my muscles. But now he's kind of like, I think he's a little more than just that. And so I think he probably would be the better decision. Unfortunately for her, I don't know why she'd go with the other one, but that's what it looks like she's probably going to do. Now, these two have been kind of the front runners for getting out of there first for a while now, and we're only in episode 2. And guess what happens?
Amy,
Down on
Tiffany,
one knee.
Valenska,
At least he knows her
will
name.
you please make me the happiest man alive?
Shocker, so
Spend the rest of
quickly.
your life with me and marry me.
Are you going to do it after just a couple days?
my God.
Come on, man.
I'm like over here crying.
So, is it a yes or a no? I'm like crying. What if she said no?
Yes.
Oh, shocker. Okay. So, we got one. One has been proposed to. I'm not really surprised by that. I mean, I hope it works out. I don't want someone to fail, especially when it's not one that is like easy to not like a Clay, a Matthew, and an AD. So, I want it to work out. Of course, once you get outside this bubble and you're in the real world, like every reality dating show, love show, romance show, whatever, it's different. And it just is. You can't do anything about it. So once life is thrown in the mix, a lot of times these couples break up. They have very low success rate. The people who match, like this one isn't a matching, so it's just people, but they definitely choose the contestant. So it is kind of a matching thing. But it always changes once you get out in the public, once you get out in the world, the real world, having to work, having to have responsibilities, decide where you're going to live. All these things that regular couples deal with, the stresses of real life that you're not dealing with in here because you're in some fantasy world. Hopefully it works though. Now back to the wonder couple that is Mathew and AD. So he's in there and he decides to be, I'm going through it. And I don't see any tears, but he's acting like he's crying. What's up, Mathew?
Amber left, right?
Why are you talking to this about Amber leaving with her? Why are you talking with, what kind of idiot are you? Why are you bringing up the fact that the other girl that you liked left to the other girl that you like? What sense does that make other than a dumbass who is trying to be like, the other one that I was macking on, she left. You know that, right? What are you trying to get? Some stupid... No one has a right to validate anything about you. Your feelings, your thoughts, whatever. So why are you trying to get this girl to validate your feelings? Come on, man. You ain't no man. You ain't no man. She's like...
Yeah.
Like, I know. Listen.
I would assume that's about me.
I would assume that's about me.
Well, that would be audacious of you.
How cocky. I'm telling you, he is putting on a front. Everything he is putting out there is not who he really is. Because you saying, I'm assuming that's about me. Why the hell would you assume that's about you? Unless you have some giant ego that you're trying to... Maybe he has a bigger ego than Clay. I didn't think that was possible, but maybe he does. Leave. Walk out now, then just leave. Or go date someone else. I don't know. But leave those two alone. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Ultimately, it's getting crazy in here. We're down to one couple that's going to be doing the big reveal in episode 3. So that should be interesting. And it's just falling apart. There's only a few that have really found connections. And I don't know how long exactly they're going to be in the pods. But none of it's going to work. None of it. Maybe the first one. I hope it does. I hope one comes out, at least one like in the first season. Hopefully. But it's probably not going to work. And they build this up to try to have these love triangles, try to have this try to have this deception, try to have these people who are really not there for the right reasons, or they're going about it dishonestly. They want that because it's good for ratings. It's good for people to keep eyeballs on it because that's what the train wreck is. You can't actually have a genuine love connection show because people wouldn't watch like they do shows that have these train wrecks of relationships, these bad people who are doing bad things. And that's going to continue. But it's entertaining. I enjoy it. So we will continue on with it. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you make sure you get notifications whenever new videos come out. Share. I definitely appreciate it. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to be looking at that live show. We're almost halfway there. I appreciate the support so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see y'all next time. Married at First Sight.